you picked has
Yeah.
we have listeners.
Did you notice it's a nominee at the Catalonian International Film Fest?
Catalonian?
That comes up all the time. That film fest.
Will they take anything?
I think it's come up a bunch.
Will they take the kind of movies that we watch?
Yeah, and Slam Dance South African Horror Fest.
Wow.
Or no, the South African Horror Fest. So, well, jumping in, I liked Maybe This Year Productions. Does that sound like an indie studio to you?
Yeah.
Like, Maybe This Year.
This is the big one.
It just sounds like,
yeah.
And they talk of it like, so the commentary is all of Dr. God. So it's 5 improv people.
Okay.
Would you think that would be awesome or terrifying or what?
Well, those guys, I think it would be pretty awesome.
Well, I kind of expected it to be a nightmare because it's 5 like alpha improvers. What's the commentary going to be like?
Well,
is it going to be like schizophrenia?
Yeah.
But it was really aligned. And as the credits are going, they're all like, ooh, ah. And it kind of made it fun. And it was like they sounded like they just kind of were hanging out and having a good time.
Yeah.
But Maybe This Year Productions. And what did you think of the credits?
Well, I liked that they had the stills, and then that song was friggin' nuts.
Did you like? Okay.
Da, da,
did you? Did you like the song?
Yeah, that whole upbeat boo boo, and then each still would have blood spatter.
Right.
Hit it, So
in the commentary they said it was real human blood, and it was not. I don't think.
No.
And the band is called Five Knives. But I think those credits are really great because do you watch the trailer ahead of time, or you've heard me talk about this movie forever?
Yeah, I did watch the trailer first. I almost always do that.
So when you went into it, you were just thinking Office Space with vampires.
Yeah. Well, you had said that
Did
specifically.
Oh
yeah.
boy. And that's kind of, I guess, what I thought going in too.
That's exactly
like
what
the
it
cover, has the blood splattered suit with World's Best Boss on it, and
yeah.
But I think kind of immediately I knew I was going to like it more than I thought.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's the writing. You can at a point you can kind of tell it's written by an improv group though, because there's a lot of like one-lining and stuff, but I don't really care because everybody has a defined character throughout, as it goes through.
Yeah.
Like the 2 douchebags you think are going to be 2 douchebags, but they kind of branch off in an interesting, well, one stays a douchebag, but
well, and they carry it through all the way to the end.
yeah. And it's a generic office, and I honestly thought it was a set the first time.
Yeah. Well,
so the fact that
most of our films,
that's a fucking real office.
Yeah. I mean,
how sad is
like
that?
Like it was a real
office?
Trailer park. And
oh yeah,
I mean, a lot of our films are that
That's
way.
True. So it's a generic office, and I love the idea of business talk, by people who are clearly maybe aren't business people, because the whole thing is, and you said it earlier, the phallocyte presentation.
Yeah.
And it's Friday, so Evan is our lead, and he's like, hey, to his friend Tim, like, have you studied up or boned up for the phallocyte presentation? He's like, what?
Yeah. Well, they open with him saying this is pretty much the grossest thing I've ever seen. So what do you think about some movies it works and some movies it doesn't? Like where they open the movie with the shot either from the middle of the film or the end of the film, and then they say 2 days earlier.
Well, you pointed out the most important thing, and I just ramrodded right through it. Wow, geez. But yeah, it's this whole movie is a flashback.
Yeah, from that stance, but it's just a different way of editing to make.
I love it. I think it's great.
You like when they do that?
The editing in this movie is spot on. Well, and there's a couple of scenes in general I think are amazing.
Yeah, there are movies that I prefer to be linear. I don't know. It's just the way my mind works. But yeah, because a lot of because then you don't know that part is coming.
Right. Wow. Okay.
But in some films, it works really well because the whole movie you're questioning what did I see in the beginning.
Well, so phallocyte is a dick drug, They say it's the big dick thing, and somebody's like, it turns your dick
Kermit,
green,
depending on who you are.
Yeah, and so I like that.
Green.
They've established the slackers, and then you kind of go. So you have Evan and Tim who are friends, and then you have the ancillary characters, and you meet the two douchebags, and they're throwing like wadded up paper into another employee's hair, trying to get into her hair.
Yeah, trying to get a spitwad stick, basically. Yeah.
So
well, he's playing. Tim is playing Zombier is the game.
Oh yeah, that's
I got
right.
that in the thing, and he's saying "fuck you" to the screen, and he's playing the guy.
Yeah, he's playing
him.
online video games.
Yeah,
as he's got like a little phone thing in his ear.
Yeah, while he's trying to make a sales call and putting him on hold.
Yeah. So he can, like, there's somebody gets killed with a dildo in that game, by the way. Yeah.
I thought it was a pickle.
And so they set up this nice dynamic, and I love the two douchebags are doing their thing, and the intern comes in.
Yeah.
This nice, young man, and
he's
looking for Evan because Evan is the acting sales manager.
Yeah. And masking tape.
Yeah. It's acting
across the door,
acting tape.
Yeah. Poor bastard.
And the intern is getting the runaround by the douchebags.
Oh, they give it to him.
He's looking for Evan, and he gets here at 9:30, and the guy's like, it's 10:45.
Yeah.
So, and they just shitty to him.
Why don't you give me some coffee? You have some right there.
Yeah.
Well, take out the garbage.
And then take out the garbage. And so at this point, it's kind of, sets things up pretty quickly. I don't think it's too rapid at this point. Like you've got a lot of people to maybe get through.
Yeah.
And
they introduce Elaine because, with her hair, you'll find out who she is later.
Yeah. So the intern goes out into this garage or into the parking area,
the dumpster,
and is accosted by
the janitor and
the
Frank.
janitor. So you remember the janitor's name?
Jerry.
Oh, nice.
Woo!
Better than our lead characters. So yeah, this janitor approaches him and he's smoking.
Yeah.
Does he say something about smoking or?
Yeah, because he throws a cigarette down.
Yeah,
and so there was something about, Frank, the security guard, is establishing his character immediately.
Is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So Frank is were you scared that he was like maybe a child in a man's body?
Yeah, no,
in any way.
I've worked with guys like that. It's a real thing, and I've worked with cubicles.
Holy shit!
Yeah, well, you've seen.
I guess,
you've had a cubicle office.
Oh yeah, and I can completely identify with all of this.
Yeah,
in a way, but that particular person, like when they come in at one point and he's just sniffing a marker, like right there in the lobby. That's your first
all the
line.
energy drinks always on all the time.
Yeah,
cop wannabe.
That's
super
that's
intense.
the recipe for some sort of nightmare.
No, but those people are out there.
And the intern is killed.
Yeah, after those two guys leave.
So were you thinking that's too fast for something to happen?
Was it? No, because that scream he let out made me laugh so hard.
Yeah, that was funny.
If that wasn't, so it sounded like a girl screaming, coming out of him. But I don't know if it was his scream or not. But oh my God, was it funny?
Hilarious. He's hilarious. And they cut into, and again, to your point, there's not a lot of sets.
Yeah.
Or space in this real office. So there's a break room in the main area and a couple of main,
I see what
offices.
you did there. You did space and then office, space. I see what you're doing.
Wow, we are on
you
on another
you
level.
are subliminal.
So, do you think that some of the dialogue, I know it's done for comedy, but would never take place in a real, not even close. So they're in the break room, and it's all of our main characters, and we're introduced to Dave, who's the office pool guy.
Yeah.
And I don't really know, I don't identify with that in a way. Like, I remember in one office doing squares for football, but...
Yeah. No, there's usually somebody that's really into it, likes to organize it and take all the money.
This guy...
never get paid.
This guy's a gem. So he's always asking people for their money.
My cat
because
has a
of his cat
palate. And it keeps lapping milk in its eye.
So in case any of you out there are wondering, or you are wondering,
yes,
a lot of improv on this particular film set.
Really?
And they said there's like 50 takes of cat stuff. So he improv'd all that stuff on the spot, and they just kind of rolled with it. And there's just...
And he's a Dr. God?
He's
one of them?
Yeah, okay. He's one of them.
Who's not one of them, I guess.
So our lead, Tim Kern...
Okay, so the two leads in this movie are not Dr. God, Evan and Tim.
Correct.
They're the two best friends. But
Joey,
all these other great comedic guys are Dr. God.
The female lead, none of the ladies, but I guess they have some affiliation with them, and the surprise cameo later. Do you think there's not a surprise cameo?
Okay.
I'm a real big movie nerd, everybody. This could solidify it. But they're in the break room, and all the guys are there, and we are introduced to Amanda, who is the head of HR.
Yeah.
Now,
and I think she's the only HR.
Yes. So she's the director.
Because at first I thought maybe Zabeth.
Yeah, Zabeth.
We haven't even mentioned her. Zabs.
Well, we haven't gotten to. Well, I mean, you see her in the background. Did you see all the goofy shit in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see her in the background ushering the intern in.
Yeah.
But the shit that they say in this break room.
Oh, yeah.
Even from her. Like, would never fly.
Ryan, I have put hidden cameras in buildings where doctors I have seen doctors do stuff in the break room.
I get that. But the head of HR comes in, and they're all like, ooh, sexy, sexy.
Oh, yeah.
And Andrew is like, you know what? I banged that hot Ukrainian girl next door. And the director of HR is like, awesome.
Well,
and he's
actually,
like,
it was her mom.
It was her mom. And she's like, hey, still, good for you.
It really just depends on the culture of the particular business, because there are some that are very lax like that.
That cannot be true. Categorically can't be.
It is true.
So the director of HR is going to celebrate.
Companies, right? But I've worked for many big box stores, and some are very strict. It really is the culture that's created.
So that's an interesting place to work. So the director of HR, she's on board with hearing about him getting his dick wet by the next door neighbor via Ukraine. Interesting. So the mom.
Yeah, he struck out with the daughter.
And so there's clearly some friction between her and Evan, which I think is great. And it's said, unsaid. And again, she's like, hope you guys have a good day. No, not you, Evan. Hope yours is a horrible piece of shit.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's HR directors out there who would exit the room on that? An employee who works for him? Like, hope your day's a horrible piece of shit.
Yeah.
Wow, that's unbelievable. And
yeah, so they've been at their job 20 plus years.
Interesting.
Kind of thing. And yeah.
Well, so there's clearly something, because everybody talks about it. They're like, ooh. She clearly seems to be a favorite. And Evan says, I don't want to talk about it. And here, maybe this is the earliest I've ever done it. Here's my clip.
I failed.
Because it's not a contest. No, was it 2 in a row? You wanted 3?
I did 2 in a row.
You did 2 in a row.
Swing and a miss. And actually, I picked 2 different spots.
Oh, really?
And it was where I did it like where I would do it. So if I was recording the clip, I'm like, this is where I would do it.
Well, we can do that too as well. That's fun.
But this time we are. So you got your clip ready.
Yes. And I picked it. We've talked about this before. When doing these things in a comedy, it's super hard. And because
it's phallicite,
there's so many good lines. And this was just the first moment. And it happened again last night where Jess and I laughed right the fuck out loud. And
wait. She was still awake at this point?
Yeah, this is the beginning.
We're a good 10 minutes in.
So what I like about it is everybody's like, what's happening? And Tim leans in, and here we go.
Hey, I don't want to overstep my bounds, but what the fuck?
Jesus.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, that was just really uncomfortable. That was like...
I will. I know the story. I'll totally talk about it. So they're together, just the 2 of them, right?
Cut to Amanda and Evan on the couch.
Yeah.
I love you.
Like, literally anything. I can't even wrap my brain around the way that, like, you would say no. Fire! This would have been the one time you could have said fire. No.
You could have called her a bitch, and that would have been better.
Just silence. Just... No.
You could have spoken in tongues. You could have...
Not even the English language. German. I get it. Okay, I get it. I understand.
So when he went, no,
Yeah.
Jess and I died the first time. Same time every time I've seen it. And then you can tell it's an improv group. And I bet there's just line-o-rama on you could have said anything.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I like that. I they used the takes that they took. I don't wonder what was said otherwise.
It must have been hard to pick the right, you know, there must have been so many good ones.
And it just made me laugh. And there's
too.
tons of really funny lines. But I like that Evan he's like trying to be a leader amongst the biggest group of slackers on the goddamn planet.
Yeah,
for this guy.
He's trying to be the first one to be like the grown up.
Yeah.
You feel like he was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we see Andrew at this point, again, continuing being a douche, although he turns out to be a sweetheart, which just gets me. He's hitting on the receptionist, Zabeth.
This is where we meet Zabeth.
And who's clearly sweet on Evan because she's kind of giving him eyes and all that kind of stuff.
And I love the way, you know, Grant, in low budget too, they did it, but they have her like being the girl next door look. Her hair's all pulled back in a ponytail and she's all sweetsy.
Yep.
And a credit to her acting.
Yeah.
And then later on, after she gets turned, oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You know, the Dr. God team are all super complimentary of all the actors, of course, and said that Tim, Joey Kern, was just like nonstop laughs, like just a factory, just like hilarious all the time. And super complimentary of her. But they kept on talking about her $14 million earrings. So I have no idea what that is. So if anybody knows anything about that.
Zabeth?
Yeah. Those earrings cost $14 million. Next pair of earrings. So if you know, alittleindependentpodcast@gmail.com, let us know what's happening with that. Another completely far-fetched thing is Zabeth says to Evan something about, you know, sorry about hearing about the breakup. And he's like, how'd you know? And she says, Amanda sent a memo about it.
Head of it. Yeah. Now that one, I wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
Because, you don't put it in writing.
Which, you know, again, I'm already in at that point. So I'm like, okay,
yeah,
fine.
no, it's a comedy. It's supposed to be funny.
And
but
we meet, so when you saw Mr. Murray come onto the scene there as Ted, the director of the office or the boss, you know, I was happy to see him.
Oh yeah,
you know,
and he's a great actor too. I mean, he played this role to the T. I mean, he was fantastic.
He really did. He's you know, kind of has this caring,
so
thing.
relaxed, so you know.
Yeah, but you know, he doesn't look like he has to spit a joke out every second.
Yeah,
but you know, he has a couple of good zingers. But this is when, you know, he's talking about, you know, he's saying land the big fish, this phallicite thing, and being a team player and all hands on deck, and they're just throwing businessy sales talk.
Yeah, and he, you know, if Evan had more experience or really listened to the words that he said, he would know he's not going to get the promotion.
Yeah. So this whole thing is there's a promotion on the line, and
he's like, no matter what happens,
I
really need you to be a team player. So he's just told him he's not getting it.
Exactly. Well, and he could have seen it as the other way.
He did see it the other way.
You know, like, oh, I am a team player, wink, wink. Maybe the salary is going to be less than
he runs to Amanda, who's not his girlfriend anymore.
Yeah. And so what I think is interesting is he goes to Amanda and he's like, I think I may get he's going to make me sales manager. She's the head of HR. She'd fucking know. So do you think she knows? And she's just going, because the thing about it is when
that's a good point. I don't know.
You know, so Ted is clearly usurping the whole system, because I think everybody is surprised and I love the ridiculousness of the entrance, but they gather everybody around in the office and Ted's like, you know, things are bad. You know, if we don't, you know, things don't change, we're going to have to make some serious cuts.
Yeah.
And in corporate,
and they have to get this is where they set up the presentation for phallicite.
Corporate has said it's time to bring back the sales manager, because so they had one, then they wanted to cut the fat of that payroll.
Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah. And, you know, I've seen this in a lot of movies. And then, you know, you have this introduction of a sales manager in the form of Max, what's his last name again?
Oh, shit.
Max Phillips? Max Phillips, that's it. Max Phillips. And a guy comes in that you don't know who it is.
And immediately Tim is like, oh shit.
So
Not Max.
but you didn't know who that actor was, or
I didn't,
because I think for a lot of people who may go into this movie not knowing, they'll be pretty thrilled. But so there's clearly history between this new sales manager and Evan.
I didn't know it till I was doing the research, and he stood up and literally told me who he was.
Yeah, yeah. So
wasn't he playing the same character kind of intro?
Yeah,
wasn't he like
with the Red Viper?
Yeah. I was.
So this hot shot comes in. Now I got, knowing what we know about him, why, did he take this job just to get vengeance on Evan? That's my big question. That's my big takeaway. Here's the big one.
Yeah.
Was his sole motivation that?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he does say towards the end to Evan when they're in the final showdown about he's not going to turn him. He's going to make him watch.
There.
Yeah.
And why would this guy, who's ostensibly, he's not that old, or maybe he is, I don't know. Has he looked that age?
He says they all went to college together.
Oh, no, that's right. So he's not that old.
He's supposed to, he
but
should be
I would
the same
think
age.
with his power of vampirism and his great sales techniques and leadership, he's amassed, he doesn't have to take this shitty job. So this whole thing is vengeance upon Evan.
What do we sell? Oh my God, Mike's face.
Yeah.
When he identifies Mike and he turns and looks at the other guy, he knows my name.
So Max gives this big salesy speech,
which is actually all the verbiage in that foreshadows his intentions and his that
Trimming
he's a vampire, because he says sink your teeth into your worthless human lives, and it like literally foreshadows the whole movie.
It's pretty hilarious. And at the end he says the most arbitrary thing of all is our goal for sales this month. $1 million.
And you hear the man, you hear Murray in the back go, oof.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? This guy is there.
They probably haven't done that in a year.
This guy's there a minute.
Yeah.
And he's just, again, what we know about what Ted knows, I think that's fairly interesting. But so they have all this, they set up that Evan and Max have this history. Max punched Evan out. And they've got some beef, what have you. And I love that next when you cut right to what the fuck, Ted? And Evan's kind of upset with Ted, and he's saying, listen, I love, this is where I love Murray's speech here, where he's like, you literally give a shit.
Yeah.
You
show
and
up
I
on
never
time
promised you
every
this
day.
thing, but you literally care. And this is how it is. Sorry.
And he said from his years of coaching, he says to him, he says that the people on the bench are the most important people, because they make the starters try harder.
Absolutely. And Evan's out of his office, and this is sad for him. And so, okay, you've teed up something. Now this is a vampire movie. Are you just like, this guy's the vampire?
I don't know. We knew going in it was vampire, but at this point,
but again, I'm okay with it.
I don't know. It's a vampire yet.
I'm fine with an easy in. And next we have our first, I guess, interesting kill to see is Mike, right? And he's gaming. And what is it with gaming? They're yelling at children. They're saying the most heinous shit, right, to kids.
Yeah,
fuck you or fuck your mom, and no.
He's playing a kid online.
Yeah. And he's really saying really horrible shit to this kid.
Oh, yeah. And this is after hours.
Yeah.
And the speech he gives to who was it? The janitor?
The janitor.
Yeah.
And he says he's just using the free internet.
Yeah.
And he's really mean to the janitor.
And Elaine left her, what was
something in the fridge.
Some crazy dish.
And I
soup.
Yeah. I had subtitles on it. I didn't even write it down.
Yeah. But so rope this.
Yeah. This velvet roping this motherfucker. And then you get, some kind of classic scares. There's noise in the background, and
then he tells him, "You better get out of here," because in this scene, because he's going to turn on. So he makes up this porn channel called UJizz, and he's going to make knuckle children. So
yes,
and he says it to the janitor. So unless you want to clean up, and he's like making a track
really
marks
rough.
up, it was gross.
And he gets scared, and I love how he announces loudly, "I'm going to go take a dump now."
And anybody going to steal anything, I'll be gone way too long.
So he
goes to do anything about it.
He goes to take a shit, And I thought that there was some nice classic. There was some good lighting here. You know, you see him head on, and then the lights go off, and there's nothing. And I like this.
And the light from his phone is still shining on his face.
Yeah. It's fun, and he's attacked. And you don't know what it is, but I guess you can suppose what it is.
But, you know, given the budget, I'm sure it was a very low budget, shot in 18 days, but it was very effective.
Yeah. And the next morning, you got Evan coming in early. You know, he's still the loyal employee. He comes in early.
Yeah.
And, you know, he sees Mike's car still there, and he sees Tim there. And so he's like, all right, what's going on?
Yeah, Tim's just laying in his chair like he's dead.
Yeah. And he hadn't been up this early or before 6 a.m.
Max called me at 6 a.m.
Yeah. Called him to come in. Yeah. And he hadn't been up that early since Straight is Great camp.
Yeah. They had a good archery program.
Because they had a good archery program. Again, improv, I don't know. Who knows? And I love that we get to get a little, you know, see some practical makeup effects, because Evan shortly after goes into the toilet and sees a horrifyingly tore up dead body.
Mike.
Yes.
Mike's sitting on the toilet with his throat ripped out, blood all over the wall. So his velvet roped off evening did not go well.
And I love how he busts into the office, and Max is talking to Ted. Yeah. And he's talking about separating, you know, tallow from the bones and all that kind of stuff. And Evan does this super spastic, and it's super funny. But, you know,
he's like, Jesus Christ, I'll never take a shit again.
And they don't believe him. They go into the bathroom, and there's nothing there, of course. So for what we know, there had to be some quick work. Yeah. Use some vampire skills. So then,
you know, what does he do after that? They don't believe it. He goes back to what is now his ex-girlfriend. You know, he's still playing it like it's, you know, they're together.
Yeah.
And he starts going, she's trying to get rid of him, and he's like, all right, let's think this logically. Step one. He was murdered. Well, they moved the murderer moved the body before you came back.
But you know, the cop who's on the shitter out of nowhere, who that's his MO. You know, he finds some blood on the floor, and he's like, somebody's drawn first blood. So then you're like, oh, okay.
He's got no legs.
But
he's got no legs.
First blood. And the first person clearly turned, but is not. I think it's kind of funny because Max comes up to the office pool guy, Dave.
Yep.
And he gives him his whole hey, I want to learn about the macho stuff, right?
You're the sports czar.
The sports czar. Now, did you get? So he asked Dave to come in his office, and he said, "I have other ideas for office pools." Did you hear what he said?
Yeah, curling. Something about curling.
Competitive curling, fantasy fishing.
Yeah,
and ant fights.
I didn't hear ant fights.
Ant fights. Subtitles. Ant fights.
Yeah, I did hear the first two, though.
Yeah. And so the whole thing going on is this phallocyte presentation. They got to get to the phallocyte presentation. They need to get the sales figures. So generic, I need Excel spreadsheets for sales figures. Mike's computer's locked. And I think Evan's kind of a shitty person. Do you think he's kind of a shitty person? I think he's kind of a shitty person.
He's dealt a shitty hand. Look who he's got look at his sales team.
That is true. That is true. But so he asked Zabeth to go down into the basement.
Now he's taking advantage of Zabeth.
Yeah,
totally.
I don't think. Yeah, he treats her like shit. Did you see
that she was literally right behind him, and he's talking to her on the phone?
Yeah,
he's like, "Be a dear, go do that." And then she stands up, pulls her skirt down a little bit,
and she goes into the basement, and she's getting this shit for this guy.
Yeah,
rips her skirt. That's a shitty day for her. It gets worse, but
she's pining over Evan, which she's gonna admit soon. I mean, it's clear as day.
Yeah. You know? And so when she's attacked, did you I thought that was filmed kind of cool.
Yeah.
The attack is pretty intense.
It was.
And Evan is later now, I think, convincing his team to stay late. And I love how he's, I'll do anything. You'll get fame and fortune and glory. And somebody says a bunch of other wacky shit.
Free value site for the rest of your life.
Yeah, right.
And that's what sold him.
To Andrew.
Well, his buddy, Tim, is trying to talk him out of it. It's like the devil and the angel on each shoulder. It was really funny.
And, Andrew stays, and that's nice. And I also like the scene shortly after where Tim is defending Evan to Amanda in the break room.
Yeah.
And then she just tears him up. And it goes into that whole, it's like dating a dude and it's not cool to be the girl. So, hey, out there, fellas, and I've heard this too firsthand. It may sound cool that your girl wins the office pool and stuff, but don't tell her it's like dating a guy.
So
I don't think it sounds as good to them as you think it does.
All the girls don't like that?
Yeah,
it's
I'm
like
guessing
dating
not.
a dude?
Yeah.
Too masculine?
Yeah.
Well, then our buddy comes back all pasty white.
Yeah, I love
the sports czar.
Yeah.
And his eyes are so fucking intense.
He's different.
No blinking. Oh, confident, scary hitman.
He is different. He is definitely different.
I want my $20, motherfucker.
Yeah, TikTok, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's later after he throws a knife.
So apparently at that festival, that was a huge hit. That was a huge laugh. And that
Slam
guy,
Dance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
guy, I was cracking up.
Wherever he went,
yeah.
People, like that whole time during the festival, TikTok, motherfucker,
yeah.
TikTok. Yeah, he was accosted, which is pretty great.
It is awesome.
And Zabeth also pops up, and she's kind of in predator mode, and she accosts Amanda. She's got new hair and everything, and she's
now she's like the hot
you don't
vixen.
Deserve Evan. So, people are clearly being
use
being
Amanda.
turned.
It's stronger.
Yeah.
And then she's hitting on her.
Yeah,
she's pinning her. And
yeah,
she's
maybe
you need like a woman's touch or something.
Yeah.
I smell lust.
Yeah. And your heart is wet.
And your heart.
Right. Your heart is wet. Holy shit. That's great. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But the line of the movie, maybe.
Ooh.
I don't know, but
this would be tough to pick one.
And I think it may be the worst thing I've ever heard.
Ooh.
And it may be an existing joke, I don't know, but it cuts to the two of them working late, and I think it cuts into, you should call me Ward Cleaver because I just banged out June.
Yeah. Now the next one I didn't get. Ben?
Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
And Aunt May.
What is that?
Yeah, that's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's aunt and uncle, Uncle Ben and May.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, once again, the comic
rude.
books, I fail.
Equally rude as well.
At least I'm always in character.
Yeah.
If it's
an equally rude thing to say about those two people also. I don't want to think of Ward.
Who would be in Mayberry?
Ward and June Cleaver just banging it out. I don't want to think
about it.
Imagine this.
Andy. Who's the mother? Who's the little sweet little mother?
Aunt B.
Aunt B and Don Knotts.
Yep. There's a t-shirt.
Deputy Don or whatever his name was.
Oh, that's nuts. I have to say, Andrew is a good guy. He and Tim have a nice little close relationship. I think Andrew's a good guy. Yeah, throwing the things back and forth. But he's a good guy. He's sent down to the basement to get August. Again, Evan just abusing this guy. And he's accosted by Zabeth,
who was turned down there getting paperwork for Evan. So Evan has sent both of them people
down to their doom. Yes, he has. And she attacks him, and it's kind of a fun scene. And I think...
Oh, my God. He has a wonderful one-liner.
The Ann Taylor Loft thing?
No, I didn't get that. Is that like the bra she was wearing?
I underestimated the versatility of Ann Taylor Loft.
So that's...
her clothing.
Yeah, like Fredericks of Hollywood or something?
No, it's her exterior clothing. That's why it's funnier.
How do you know this?
I'm a married fella, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. You have... those items in the wash. I get it.
I remember the bags and Ann Taylor Loft. That's the thing.
I had no idea. Yeah, I feel
it's okay.
Lost.
It's okay. Ann Taylor Lost.
She starts throwing him around, and he's like, "I'm as kinky as the next guy." But then she really starts kicking his ass, and let me get this line right. I took a self-defense class for women to pick up chicks, and they teach you some nasty shit. And then he proceeds to do it. He says, eyes, throat, kick to the groin. And she goes, excellent suggestion, and just blasts him in the nuts.
She definitely, and that was a stunt crotch.
No,
it wasn't.
How did you find that?
Director's commentary.
No shit.
Yeah, it was a stunt person, not like a fake crotch. It was a real person. Just they called it a stunt crotch and a stunt foot. I guess the foot was maybe.
So some guy.
So the close up. To the
this is some guy's job. I'm turning into you now. Like this is a glass of milk.
Oh yeah.
Some guy's job is to go there, stand there. All right,
and
kick me in the balls, girls. Hard
it's not
as you
a
can.
real kick, but it's still, there's a risk. So
there's a big risk because if she's not trained, she doesn't have the muscle memory development.
The foot was not her either. The foot was like a line producer.
It was a stunt foot.
Yeah, but like not a stunt person, like a line producer. Yeah. I know. See, this is what it takes to make these movies. These primary actors can't be sitting there waiting for a good crotch shot.
They get it done in 18 days, man.
Am I lit? Is it all lit? And so he is attacked, and he comes back. Evan's like trying to break into his old office to get files, and that's when he sees like the different files that Max has, and there's circles and crosses around people.
I can't get past stunt crotch outside. I'm stuck.
When Evan or Andrew comes out and does the run and collapses to the floor, and they say in the commentary too, like, it's a pretty good scene. Like the acting was really good, and
that could have been in a real movie.
Yeah,
like a drama is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it definitely it had some resonance.
It was a dramatic scene,
and Evan is now stalked by So he's stalked around the office, and I love like he's trying to hide, and at one point he grabs a mug off the one of the desks, and it says Harvard, and he's like, somebody here went to Harvard, But he's
is this where he's running and trying to hide?
He's stalked. He's being stalked, and there's a female set of legs, some lady legs,
heels.
Yeah,
she's in heels, and she just walks across the desk.
Joined by like a guy's kind of dress shoes and slacks.
And I thought that was Max.
I did too, and Evan does as well because he's like Max.
Yeah.
So he suspects Max did something, and then he ends up in the closet. And he's hiding because there's been little sounds and it's like he's clearly running from somebody.
Yeah, and he locks himself in the janitor's closet.
Yeah. And he calls Amanda and gets Max, who's just luxuriating on her couch.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't be more
just like man-spreading almost, like his legs down.
She's in the kitchen.
And we find out he's there for like a work thing, but he's just egging Evan on. He just had the oso buco and just giving him all sorts of giving him the 1-2. Is
that banging I hear?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no banging going on over here yet.
Just yet.
Absolutely open another bottle as long as it's red.
And he tells him see you later.
Yeah.
And so he's left
and he
in
just
the closet.
Throws Amanda's phone.
Yeah.
Just chucks it over his shoulder.
And he's left in the closet. Did you look behind him?
Oh, here we go.
There was this an inflatable pool toy.
Oh, like a little rubber, like a ducky.
Yeah, it's like a pool
inner tube.
So they either sell pool toys, and actually the writers directors don't know.
Why was that in the janitor's closet?
Yeah, they addressed it. They're like, we have no idea.
But
where
it was really in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it was maybe set decorated that way, or like because they added stuff, like the Post-its on the wall in the break room. Those were added, but everything else was there.
Yeah. And the microwave burrito blow up.
Exactly. That was hilarious. And Evan's found the next morning, and he's asleep,
and then he wakes up to everybody staring at him.
And they're like, thank God for Andrew. This is a royal pooch screw, and they're gonna get rid of him.
Ted's gonna fire
him. And Max steps in. He slept here. He smells like a dead wharf hooker, whatever that means. And he says, convinces him to give him another chance. And they all leave. And Tim's like, Max brought donuts.
Yeah.
And he leaves.
Well, yeah. He never has focus on the job ever.
Yeah, he doesn't. And that's, Evan's really trying to do something.
Why did Max save him? Because we know he's not going to turn him and make him watch
exactly.
And turn everybody else.
Exactly. Because I love, we cut to Tim and he's selling Avinatrix to his mom. You find out, so he's on the phone, he's got the thing in his ear, and he's, 13 out or whatever, and he's just the worst sales.
Yeah.
And he's still playing this video game.
He's always playing video games while he's trying to, he's not trying to sell. He's just trying to pretend to work.
And I think this is just one of the brilliance, dare I say, to this movie is when Evan approaches Tim about this being vampires or something is going on. And Tim's like, yeah, it's vampires.
Yeah.
And I call this the egg salad sandwich montage because that's what it was he was eating. They were like, I don't know why we chose it. In one scene, a chunk had to fall out. So that's why. But Tim goes through every instance, and it turns out
when he's sitting in the car and that stuff spills on him, that's egg salad.
Egg salad, yeah,
for real.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, Ryan.
So for the intern's murder, he's in his car eating a sandwich. He sees it. For Zabeth, he's right there, right around the corner. And, he's up against the side of the screen, and it's just kind of a fun angle. And that's a fun little montage.
Yeah. And then in this montage, we find out that Elaine has been turned because Max... Is this... Max bites her because we didn't see Elaine get turned.
Yeah.
And... Oh my God, her laughs and giggles and moans while she's being bit.
Max is in there.
Is hilarious.
Yeah.
And Elaine's real name is Zabeth, which turned out to be the character of the other lady.
I'm sure there's a good reason for that.
I don't know.
And she's hilarious. The gal who played Elaine, I thought she was awesome.
She was. She's a comedian too, right? She's got to be.
She is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I love how they have this realization, then they come back into the office and it's almost like pitch black. So like this whole thing, everybody's now been turned except for a few of them, you assume.
Yeah.
They're like, haven't you noticed that the office is darker?
Yep.
And Tim's like, and colder too.
And that's in the trailer. One quick sec, because I gotta do this note. So going back just a quick sec, when Evan's trapped in there and he calls Mandy and Max gives him the business that we were just discussing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember him saying the line from another movie that we talked about at length that I absolutely love?
No.
Fuck, fuckity fuck.
Yeah.
Which is from... come on, you got
movies. I don't know.
The one, Scotland, PA, Maura Tierney.
Oh, yeah, she does do that.
Yeah.
She does do that. Yeah.
And okay.
I liked hers better.
That was a good moment
I liked
for me.
hers better. 100%.
I like all of hers better.
Yeah. Oh. Well, the office is darker and colder,
Evan.
and they're like, and everybody's a vampire, and everybody's doing great.
Well, the fluorescent shithole, what movie does that remind you of?
Exam, maybe?
That's a good one. What's our favorite?
Well, yeah, Joe versus Volcano.
Suck. Sucking the
I
life right out of your eyeballs.
But can he do the job? I'm not arguing that with you.
Okay, whoever's taking notes, this is probably the 57th movie reference. So, let's get these numbers
Joe versus
going.
Volcano at number 10, 12, something. And they're to the point where they've established what's going on. I love the second montage when they show that the janitor was there as well. So they go through the whole thing again, and it's like they show him, and then the camera pans just a little bit to the left, and he's there drinking a Red Bull.
Yeah.
The first time it's funny, the second time it was fucking hilarious.
I enjoy the movie more each time I watch it.
Do you really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, well,
people are also
as weird
saying
as
that.
It sounds, you feel like you know the characters better each time.
That's true.
And you pick up.
People are also saying that about Wings of Desire.
Oh, that's
on the 5th, 7th pass.
Well, I'm on the 13th.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, that angel
that's hardcore.
On the 13th episode. Yeah.
They realize that they need to arm themselves, right? Like they got a weapon up, and Frank.
Where do you keep your provisional weapons?
I think he's done this before. It's clear that he's done this before. So they go out into the parking garage for his weapons.
I would say that he's a prepper. Yeah. He's been preparing for this moment for something his whole life.
Yeah.
And now it's here, and he is 100% on.
He's thrilled.
He's in
like
the moment.
Burt Gummer in Tremors.
Ooh,
Michael Gross, the actor, also
the guy with
cool
the big gun, the husband of
they're always
Reba.
They're always making fun of him because they're prepared.
Yeah,
they even say like, "You're loving this, aren't you?"
Oh yeah,
and like just it doesn't hurt to be prepared.
Yeah, and then there's that one line where
this guy is thrilled. He's like Bruce Dern in The Burbs. We can go on forever, but they go into the van.
5 movie references in the last 2 minutes,
and there's nothing in the van except for Red Bull. And again, director's commentary: Red Bull Music was a producer of the film, and they gave them a whole bunch of Red Bull.
Red Bull Music. How does that? They have their own music department?
Did not look into it at all. But
all right, isn't that like a newscaster?
Casey Kasem. Welcome back.
Ruh-roh, Shaggy.
I love how the janitor, the scene with the janitor, it kind of, I didn't want to say it reminded me of something else. Maybe I didn't want to say like maybe Kevin Smith, because the janitor accosts them in the garage and he's like, yeah, I'm a vampire. I was turned day one.
Yeah, I've been a vampire this whole time.
This whole
you
time.
Didn't notice?
I was stalking you in the office.
Yeah.
And
like, oh, sorry.
That was super funny to me.
And then, do you even know my name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't.
And none of them. Not a single one. Not even the security guy.
And it gives them, Frank a chance to come up from behind him and stab him ostensibly in the heart with a...
Yeah.
So the traditional rules of vampires apply in this.
Yeah.
Which is,
Except...
Crosses
several of the stabs were in the shoulder.
They were a little high.
They were little
We're
off,
forgiving them for that.
But they only get one take on those, right?
There's some
they
good
film in
makeup
18
effects.
days.
Exactly.
And that did I sound like I was being critical? Because I didn't.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
So they get themselves.
I love you, man.
They get themselves into a point where they learn something, in that these vampires explode. So this is the first blood splatter moment, and I think for horror fans, you're waiting for the blood, and that's when you get it, which is great.
Do you know how much blood they used in this movie, Ryan?
It has to be,
because I do,
hundreds of gallons.
It was 2 55-gallon drums, so that would be 110 gallons. Yeah. If my math is correct, it had to be
a ton. So they come back in, and they're all blood soaked. And here's where we get our cameo: Matthew Lillard, the phallicide guy, and you just did Shaggy. He played Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies.
I saw him and recognized him.
Yeah, he's great.
I sure as hell didn't know his name. Yeah, he says, let's get out of here.
I love this guy, and he's go. So he's a friend of Dr. God's, and he advised them early on in their career, kind of got them to where they're going to be.
Didn't I do Scooby, Ruh-roh, Shaggy?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I did Scooby-Doo to you as Shaggy. Because, our audience doesn't have the visual. They can't see us, the baby browns over there staring at the baby blues.
Uh-huh.
They can't see our facial expressions.
We are babies.
Do you want us to get cameras, people?
We're babies to our moms.
Email us at alittleindependentpodcast@gmail.com. Was that right, Ryan?
That is correct.
Because I never get to say it.
That is correct.
You always say it. I don't get to say it.
That's all right.
So I want to say it, and I said it.
Sounded
and I'm
good.
stalling. Does it sound like I'm stalling?
No,
because I am.
You do a great job.
Don't patronize me, which is a quote from this movie.
The arming montage. Your thoughts?
The army. I wrote. Here's my notes on this. I must have been speed noting. Weapons, elevator, office. I threw it all into one quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So they're taking what's available. So every office has to have that big gross paper slicer that you think people lose fingers on daily.
So he gets that.
And the sound it makes, it gives me goosebumps whenever I hear that sound.
Yep. And so they're doing what they can with what they have. Pencils and rulers broken with jagged edges.
So they need wood stakes. Yeah, they're using broomsticks, for stakes.
So they got what they have. I mean, as a person who's trained in the arts of martial...
the arts of martial.
They did okay.
Yes,
they looked well prepared.
Yeah, and I just want to say that Yvette probably did the best. with her martial arts and the even though I was disturbed to hear the kick wasn't hers.
Yeah, I know.
Now Yvette is her real name. So Zabeth.
They have a taking shots or scene in this. There, everybody's got a cup and something is poured out of a flask. I think this is the first time bull piss has been done in that. I think maybe that's meant to be real. That's a Red Bull thing. And the amount of Red Bull.
What is it?
I think bull urine.
For real?
Urine of a bull.
For bulls.
Bulls.
Yeah,
balls are involved. Or maybe that was just a Red Bull thing, but I thought that was kind of bizarre. And I love the line after Frank shotguns a Red Bull and Tim says, anyone takes a bite out of you, they'll be up for a week.
Yeah.
Again, corny line, but super funny to me.
He's not drinking the Red Bull. He's shotgunning it. He punched a hole in the bottom. Or what's the term for that?
Yeah,
is that
shotgunning.
Right? I got that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
College days
he
paid
really
off.
did that. Yeah, that's right. And speaking of college, I think this is interesting where they bust into the office and, it's Ted and Max and Amanda's there and Andrew's there and he's all prim and proper and he's just, he's the class clown or no, he's the class favorite. And the jig is up in that Ted knows they're all vampires.
Well, they're covered in blood because the janitor blew up.
Yeah.
And they come bust into the office and poor Amanda.
Yeah.
Really, she, at this point, we don't know it, but she's the only one that doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Everybody else does. And then when they're laying all these vampire lines on him, and she thinks, Evan's completely lost his mind, has gone on to be a mass serial killer or something. Yeah.
And
crazy.
This is when, Max says he had to go to college in Romania after whatever happened. And, I think that's kind of interesting. And I think this whole thing is just a plot just to get back at this one guy who fucked his life up because of a college incident. Because again, this guy would not go to this little shitty company.
He got sent to Romania where he got turned.
Which, I don't know. Maybe that's not the worst thing. But now he looks like he's doing well. He has
he's
a plan.
Making the best of his immortality.
But it sounds like he wants to stay because he said he's going to stay there with Amanda by his side. So I don't know.
An ultimate question that just popped into my head.
Right. So when
we talked about immortality. So you have Rollins, he never died, versus the Red Viper.
Oh, that's good.
Vampire.
That's fun.
Who's going to win?
I think honestly Rollins wins because Max gets taken out real easy.
Oh, good point. So, and I thought you were just taking Rollins because you worship the ground that he walks on.
No.
But you actually supported that with a very intelligent,
I'd lightly dust the ground that he walks on.
Concise.
Yeah, I think he because Max is dispatched really fast, which I'm fine with that. I mean,
you did that just like the objection in My Cousin Vinny, where he does the full thing on the law, and then old Herman Munster goes overruled.
What exactly is
another movie reference?
Oh, he was also in Pet Sematary. Ding.
Oh,
we're racking him up
that
today.
Movie scares me.
It does. Sometimes dead is better. Now, the violence in this, I think they did a good job with what they had. The makeup was good. It wasn't over the top. Just a ton of blood.
The makeup
and that was hilarious.
Scared me. If I was a youngster, some of that makeup.
When Zabeth, you flash to her.
And Elaine.
Yeah.
When Elaine and Frank fight.
Yeah.
And she does that laugh.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
It was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch that scene and then go sit alone in the woods at night.
So we've got a melee happening, and Dave, who is still upset at Tim, who admittedly did not participate in the pool, by the way. Did you catch that in the beginning of the movie? He's like, I didn't even do the stupid pool. So Dave is just and he has this big speech about how he has evil in his veins or whatever, and Tim's on the ground, and he's about to tear him down, and then he's just annihilated by something.
Like the vending machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
so he's smashed to death by the vending machine.
And it just blows up against the wall.
That Andrew sends.
We then
fires
find out
him.
it's because Andrew and Tim are.
So this is
buds.
the romance of the movie. This is the love story of this film is Andrew and Tim, because what happens afterwards is they find themselves in a conundrum.
Yeah.
And as they were kind of flashing back and forth between the fighting and back and forth in the office. And I think the beauty here is Tim and Andrew catching things back and forth and trying to work out what they're going to do, because Andrew says, well, I'm going to bite you now. And Tim says, I don't want to be a vampire.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to let you stake me. And so they start coming up with scenarios.
Their life is still going on the same way that it always has. Yeah.
And, they get to 7 and he's like, well, option 7, you just eat raccoons and stuff. And he's like, gross, I don't want to eat raccoons.
Right.
And it's adorable. It's very sweet.
Yeah.
My blackened heart just like beats a little stronger listening to like a nice little thing like that. Like I won't eat exclusively raccoons.
You know what will cure that, Ryan? Your blackened heart. If you listen to that elevator, the music on that elevator day after day.
Some sweet elevator music.
Dun.
And so at one point, Andrew comes back to the melee, and Max is telling him, to delegate. They have to bring reinforcements in, so they call in legal. But there's a huge battle. There's a lot of blood, and I think a lot of good fun lines. We're losing a lot of people. It's just marketing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll run an ad.
Yeah, I'll run an ad. And Max is very upset with Evan, and as he kind of approaches them and they're kind of in that final fight with him, he tells him he's a coward for never, going for anything.
Yeah.
And he's going to leave him there, like you said. And they dispatch him pretty easy, though. Takes a teamwork
it took the two of them.
Yeah.
And he got stabbed several times. But yeah, for being the head vampire.
Oh, yeah, it's just Amanda
all those
and
vampires went out pretty easy.
Yeah,
actually.
That's fine. And they exploded pretty easy, too.
Yeah.
And you have Tim opening the door to post Max explosion, and this is where you get the opening line of the film.
Yeah. And then, so the opening line is, he's standing outside the office where the windows are completely soaked in blood. You can't even see in. He says, this is pretty much the grossest thing that I've ever seen.
Yep.
And then he walks up to the doorknob, opens the door to Evan and Amanda covered in blood going
just
at it.
Making
out hard.
Yep.
And he says, I stand corrected.
Yep. And they leave, and I believe it's the first time you see the outside at all in the whole film.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because the parking lot doesn't. You're like in a parking garage, if anything. And the sun's coming
jarring.
up.
It's kind of interesting, isn't it?
And they're all covered in blood, just the three of them just walking away.
My favorite thing, and this is, a movie that doesn't let up until the end. Jokes until the end.
Uh-huh.
The final thing, they're all walking out, and Tim's like, Mom?
Yeah, you were listening the whole time.
His mom was on that call from that point.
Yeah.
That's brilliant writing. I think that's hilarious.
And she stayed on the call. Never calls 911. Just stayed on, like the mother listening, waiting for the son to come back on the phone.
I had the craziest day at work today.
And then we had the cut to that fast cut back into the office where the cleaning lady's cleaning up.
Yeah.
And then up pops oh gosh, what's his name? Which one? Andrew takes, which was a surprise shocker. He just pops up, takes a bite out of her neck, and says, "My office in 10."
Welcome to the team, or something.
So that's what they worked out, because we didn't know why Tim was still alive.
Yeah.
So they went their way, and they kill Max, and he gets to be the new Max.
I told you, that's the romance of the movie.
Yeah.
Right there. Well, this was a fun one. I think you mentioned that video game. The video game featured as The Office's main form of procrastination is Zombier, a first-person shooter where staying drunk is the only way to stay alive among zombies. The game is available at Steam and PlayStation Network for PlayStation 3. And apparently you can kill people with a dildo in it.
2015, PlayStation 3 would have been the
thing at the time.
The thing.
We will end, as we do.
As we want to do.
With reviews. And there weren't, at least on IMDb, there weren't a ton of reviews in general. And there weren't a ton of bad ones.
I don't know how you could hate this movie. Right? It's just a fun ride.
Yeah, there were some, but this one is a 3 out of 10, and it's titled This Just Sucks. British title, Bloodsucking Bosses. Now I'd rather stick pins in my eyes than watch a single episode of TV comedy The Office. So right off the bat, this was unlikely to appeal to me. I found the humor just annoying and could have happily skipped the first 45 silly minutes. Then horror things start to happy in the form of vampires, but too late in my opinion. I appreciate that many found this funny, but I didn't. It just sucked.
Well, the open and ended with suck.
Yeah. Then horror things start to happy, I'm guessing happen in the form. But I would rather stick pins in my eyes than watch a single episode of TV comedy The Office.
Oh.
So why would you even come close to watching this movie?
Yeah,
at all.
And we compared it to Office Space as opposed to The
Office Space with vampires.
Yeah.
Our 10 out of 10.
Dun, dun, dun.
Titled, Loved It. I was actually going to rate it 7 out of 10 until Matthew Lillard cameo. Up until that point, it was still very good, but the horror part was trailing behind comedy. Lillard, by himself, is worth at least extra rating point for every film he was ever in.
Is that Shaggy?
Yeah, it's Shaggy.
Okay.
Not the rapper. But then it all comes together, and it's satisfactory experience, which for a B movie is great for me, as I am type that tends to rate stuff low, especially if it's too hyped up and loaded with fake reviews. This is a kind of movie you keep to use for a first date, especially if you, like me, have average of 3 to 5 first dates a week.
Wow, you stud muffin.
And if you ever worked with or in boiler room telemarketing operation, there are few scenes that are pure comedy gold. Do yourself a favor and see this movie, either with a date who has a sense of humor, or with friends and a pizza. So, again, if you've ever worked with or in boiler room telemarketing operation, which this person must have, comedy gold in a few scenes.
We got to give him credit for a catchphrase there. What was it? And a pizza? What was it? Comedy and a pizza?
Watch it either with a date who has sense of humor or with friends and a pizza.
Okay, so you have Netflix and chill. Now you have friends and a pizza. Huh? It's like bam, snap.
That's bam, snap. Bam, snap. Yeah, that's their little catchphrase.
That's their catchphrase in the movie.
And it's a thing.
I don't know if we mentioned that. I don't think we did.
No. So you got to listen until the end of every episode. Because you never know what lurks at the end.
We are lurking in the shadows.
Well, I think you liked this one. It was you had a good time with it?
Ryan, I like everything you pick, Ryan.
Well,
no, that wasn't a good one.
We haven't really disagreed too much from this point.
Hashtag no more
impressions.
No more impressions. I wasn't geared up for that one.
That is all right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed listening to this, and hopefully you will watch the film. And Todd.
Yes, Ryan.
We will always have
Monty Doro. Bam, snap.
Bam, snap.
Was it good, guys?